So now that we know how to find the area of a rectangle or a square, we are going to talk about parallelograms. So a parallelogram is going to have two opposite parallel sides. So the word parallel means that the lines are never going to touch. They're going to go straight forever. They're never going to touch. They can go diagonal and still be parallel, but that line will continue and they're never going to intersect and crisscross. So, right, if I have, let me use my line tool, or we will not have straight lines. Okay, right? So if I have this line here and I have this line here, so even though they end, they're not parallel because if I continue them on, I can see they're going to intersect. Where if I take this line, right, and I straighten it out, then these are parallel and they're just going to keep going on in that same pathway and those aren't going to intersect. So parallel means they're not going to intersect. So a parallelogram is made up of both sides are parallel to each other. It will never intersect. So usually when we're referring to I have no idea how I got that there. So usually when we are referring to a parallelogram, it is going to look something like this. So I mean, it can be flipped, it can go this way, it can go whatever way, but it's going to have, you can see here that we've got this top and the bottom that will never intersect. And then it has also got these diagonal sides that will never intersect. So two sets of parallel sides. So your job right now is to see how does a parallelogram relate to a rectangle, because we know how to find the area of a rectangle, and that's going to help us find the area of this parallelogram. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back to the manipulation station. You're going to look for the 12.1 basket and grab one of the parallelograms out of there. So cut around it, make sure your scraps get in the garbage. I am not your maid, okay? Throw your scraps away. Okay, so you're going to cut around it so you have that perfect parallelogram shape. You are going to make one cut. So you're going to cut off one part of this parallelogram. Cut, play with it, see what you can come up with. And you've got to put it back together so that it makes a rectangle. So, cut off a part, see if you can tape it on somewhere else. Doesn't make a rectangle. However you want to cut, but you only get to make one cut. So one cut, put it somewhere else on that parallelogram. Is it a rectangle now? So see what you can come up with. If you're really struggling, grab a friend, grab a teacher. If you need a whole new parallelogram, grab a new parallelogram. So cut it out. One cut off of this, right? Like I can cut it here, I could cut it here. I don't care where you cut it, but you get one cut. And you're going to tape it over somewhere else on the parallelogram to make a rectangle, because we know how to find the area of a rectangle. So when you have done that, come and show a teacher and you can get that checked off.